everybody, welcome to another Corey B MTG video. Today we're playing ourselves some more best of 3, of course, and we are trying out Meowdic's black-white bounce deck. I saw them streaming it, and they always are crushing it when it comes to standards, so figure I had to try this deck out. I also think it's really well positioned right now because there's all these steel cutter decks around. There's all these aggressive decks, bounce decks, all these things where temporary lockdown is a good card. So, you know, we saw Ben Stark play this at the Pro Tour here not too long ago and absolutely crushed with it. You know, this is a deck that can't really beat Domain, but Domain, I haven't really seen a ton of on the ladder as well. It's definitely still there, but everyone, especially right now, is trying out all these steel cutter decks. And, you know, tune into our next episode, whenever it'll be. This will get released Wednesday. So Friday episode, I'm going to be trying that deck as well. More than likely, that's going to be my plan, as that's the new hotness here in Standard. And it kind of seems like that is the best card from Tarkir for Standard, which is kind of wild. In this multicolored cool set, a mono red card is the best one. Strange, but hey, it is very powerful and it must be respected. So temporary lockdown is the ultimate respect to that kind of card. So we will hopefully be putting a lot of monks and the creator of the monks underneath temporary lockdown, while just gaining a ton of value. You know, this is a deck where you still have Pixie. You have the new Pixie, the Sun Pearl Kieran. We don't have, of course, this town ain't big enough Storm Chaser's talent combo, so you miss out on some of those synergies. But for the most part, this is a deck that absolutely smashes aggressive decks and should be pretty solid against other Pixie decks as well. And then you have your big over-the-top cards of Archfiend of the Dross, Shieldred the Apocalypse, and then our Unholy Annexes. You know, Unholy Annex is a card that has very much fell off, as this was pretty much a card where its only home was Golgari. And Golgari is not that good of a deck right now when it comes to competitive Standard. It's fine, you know, too hard for it to be that bad when you just have Llanowar, efficient 3-drop threats that draw you cards, and the best removal in the game. It's still pretty good, but it's not amazing. So I think this is a better Unholy Annex deck, and we're going to try it out. You know, I'm really excited to play this deck. I think it's going to be really strong for any of you that like to play this kind of mid-range / control game instead of your classic Dimir Bounce, Domain, Mice, those kind of pillars of the format. So then, of course, in the sideboard, we have a bunch of goodies. Dreams of Steel and Oil is a fantastic 1-mana hand disruption spell. We have some more Duresses as well for control decks. Destroy Evil and Lauren, you know, trying to deal with certain enchantments. Rest in peace for all these Oculus decks. Pest Control for the little decks, you know, other bounce decks that are playing just a bunch of Storm Chaser's talent, you know, the 1-mana pirate that explores, all these kind of 1-mana things or less. Cleaning up stuff from them is going to be excellent. Pest Control does destroy a lot of our stuff, so you do got to play this card correctly to not get eaten up. And then we got a Preacher and a Biza to round it out as just being some good threats in different situations. So before we get into the games here, we of course got to shout out our sponsors. First and foremost, it is KMC Sleeves. If you are interested in any KMC products, feel free to follow the description below and use that promo code in the top left part of your screen to save yourself 15% off. Now they got all these Hyper Phoenix sleeves, Hyper Mats, inner sleeves, all that kind of stuff, as well as this deck box here behind me, their newest product, the Mox Luxury Deck Box. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's awesome. You can interchange those little diamonds above me there, as well as the colors of the deck box. And it's really nice quality. Kind of reminds me of like a Gucci handbag. I'm a big fan. So next up, our other proud sponsor of our YouTube videos, it's Heavy Play. If you are interested in any of these products you see behind me, they have all this and more. Feel free to follow that URL and the promo code to save yourself 10% off. They even have their newest artwork playmats. You got to check them out. Make sure to go over to heavyplay.com and see their different different colored artwork ETB playmats. You can just get the plain Jane ones if you want to. They're sleek. They're amazing. My personal favorites. I like the blue or the purple and the green, just the plain ones. But that blue artwork one they just released, chef's kiss. That's a spicy one. So head on over to the sponsors and support them for supporting other content creators as well as myself. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's do some battling. I'm excited for this one. Okay, Brutal. On the play here, I would keep a 2-lander, but a 1-lander where we have to get lucky on our first draw. Even on the draw, I wouldn't keep this. So let's ship this one. This hand is totally reasonable. Now, I think I like the curve of Nightmare, Kieran, Annex. So I'm going to keep that. And we'll get rid of our big old diamond. This adds black right away so we can play the Hopeless Nightmare. And we'll do that. Sun Pearl Kieran, one of the new cards from the set. Ends up being really strong in this deck. All right, it is mono red. So this should be a good matchup. You know, this should be another one that we should be able to beat. Or it could be Gruul, of course. Not could be, it is Gruul now, but... All right, totally fine there. It is nice that we can kind of like ambush jump into this. Now, that being said, Unholy Annex gets a lot worse against this style of deck. I'm probably supposed to take these outpost board, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to do this. Obviously, if they have Monstrous Rage, it still kind of gets me. But, you know, make them have it here, I think. As the Hopeless Nightmare coming down will make them discard another card. Plus, they have to have the Nightmare, or the Rage to be a profitable trade here. Then they don't get to just play post-combat Manifold Mouse or something. Okay. That was another great draw. Now I'm going to do that instead of the Ritual. This might easily be a matchup where we start with Ritual Chamber and then Annex. Or, honestly, like I was saying, probably side it out. Okay. And we'll say go. We are not a deck that's trying to kill them fast, so buckle in for these matches. This also might mean this might be one of our videos where we only get 2 in, but we'll see. Nice. You love that, where they're only going to cast 1. And it's almost always that. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Let's do this. Let's bounce this again. Now it is getting iffy, where if I don't draw anything, I feel like I need to Annex and then Ritual Chamber next turn. It's a bit of a feels bad, don't get me wrong, but I think I gotta do it. But this Screaming Nemesis is gonna just do some damage to me. Yep. Now, do I want to attack with this? Probably not. Well, I think I do actually have to pressure them. It's either that or sack this and then make a 6/6 next turn. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to see how bad Unholy Annex is against them. But I don't have high hopes. So we're going to try to do a little racing here. That's not good. But worst case, we're playing this Ritual Chamber anyways. Uh-oh. That is a card that's just tough for us to beat, it would seem. Okay, I think I'm still in race mode. Because blocking is pretty bad. Shieldred is good. They gain me the same amount of life, though. So let's go like this. Yeah, are they just dead next turn? 9, tact rate? Yeah, they actually are. So that's our goal, is that they can't deal us 4 here and we just win. Okay, just giving that haste is not enough. Nor is that. So yeah, I think we actually successfully raced the red deck. Nice. And then I'll attack you for lethal. Hooray! Still siding out those Unholy Annexes, though. In no way, shape, or form does that seem like a good card here. So, which means Archfiend just automatically come out. And now the rest of the stuff. First, let's see what we're bringing in. If I see Ibiza and I'm playing against mountains, get on in my deck. Dreams of Steel and Oil. I usually don't like 1-mana hand disruption against these red decks. I mean, Duress is fine, but this one seems good. Grim Bauble for show. Preacher for show. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Nothing else in my sideboard answers Screaming Nemesis, so it's not an auto include. Now, they do have Innkeeper's Talent. I bet that's another card they side out, though, so I'm not going to bring in Lauren, the third path. I bet they're going to Lynx me. Lynx seems like a great card against me. I'm pretty sure all Gruul decks play them, too, so my Destroy Evils could be good. I mean, my Lilianas seem bad, once again. So So what if I take those out for Destroy Evils? Or Pest Control. Am I supposed to be pesting? I don't like any of the cards in my sideboard except Pest Control. So I think it's between Pest Control and Destroy Evil. This is another thing. I mean, I'm just going to be... This is just a Meowtic appreciation episode, it seems like. Because every time I play one of their decks, too, the numbers really just make sense in and out. And, like, no matter what, this makes sense. And if they were here, you know, they'd be like, all right, this one's better than this one. Because I do have a tough time killing a Lynx, right? Like, how do I actually deal with that card? And I feel like I have to. So maybe I am supposed to have Liliana's? All right, I'm gonna try them, as they can be okay if I can go kill the rest of their creatures and then that gets a Screaming Nemesis or that gets a Lynx or whatever. But I could see this being wrong, especially on the draw. On the play, it could be much better, you know? All right, this is totally fine. Okay. Start with this because it's black. Well, we'll see how Liliana is. And we'll see how Pest Control and all that stuff would be. All right, that's the card we almost always want to hit. They're prepared for our thing. And they got removal. Torch the Tower does not seem like a good card against me. I would not recommend having that. They also don't have green right now. Okay. Okay, well, just gonna say go. None of our plays are good right now. They all died a torch, so I guess it's good. Okay, that sucks. Now, this is actually not so bad. Check it out, y'all. So, I knew they were gonna attack. It would not make sense to not attack. So now I get to block this, and there you go. The card that I said was gonna be amazingly busted. Liliana the Veil. Unstoppable. Just kidding. I feel like I got lucky that I got a good target. But now with it ticking up is going to be great too. So maybe this card is just good against them. Because they slow down post board. I don't think they should be slowing down this much. Paw Patch seems good against Lockdown, but the Torch doesn't seem amazing. And that's fine. I got a 2-for-1 with that Liliana. Killing your best card and getting a card out of your hand. So yeah, fan me down. Okay, turn to one target non-fairy, so I can't return that. So let's just go with Preacher and say go. And now we're ready to pop off anytime we can get a card that makes them discard or nowhere to run, those kind of things. Yep. So they could just animate a Sanctuary, but that does not attack very well into Preacher. And that's fine. That gets locked. So I'm behind, so I guess I do want to do this now. I can always return it and put it back down, so it's the classic Yorion thing, where you get to, you know, gain some solid value here by just picking it up, replaying it. So they have way more life, so I'm going to be getting vampires for a while. And this thing's nice to gain life against them, too. I feel like I'm very far ahead in a matchup that seems scary, but okay, now I feel like I'm very far behind. Yeah, that did not feel great. Well, we get to see what the last card in their hand is. So let's do that. I guess I should have attacked first, because if it's like a Burst Lightning, they're going to hit their Screaming Nemesis, where if I waited and attacked first, I'd get to gain 1 life, I think. But let's see. Maybe it's a Lynx. Oh, it's that thing. Okay. I don't think I mind. It's okay. Now... So I can go pick up, play, put them down to 15. I still wouldn't draw a card. So we'll do all that later. And let's attack. We're going to try to race this Nemesis again, it looks like. Okay. I don't need to play this. But I will, so I can Fortress next turn. Alright. Now we can attack for a lot next turn, which, and by a lot, I mean maybe lethal depending on what they do. Like if they go animate Soulstone Sanctuary and attack all, like I feel like they're dead. And if they attack with just that, I'm going to be okay with that. Never blocking that card. Blocking is not allowed against a Screaming Nemesis. Okay, well, I guess it's time to animate this. I'm still behind, so I'm only gaining life unless I put this ability first. I don't even know if I want to do that, but let's at least check it out. Now, how much do I want to attack? They're going to be at 10, which is 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is not a lethal attack, so I should be a little measured. I definitely want to attack with the lifelinkers and this. And what about one of these? All right. So I think I want to do this and draw a card. Although it is close. Because then I'm only gaining 1. Oh, wait. I'm gaining 2. And they're losing 2. Oh, so I'd be only drawing a card. Okay. I guess I'm going to be very defensive here. Yeah, I guess I kind of didn't realize they were going to do that. I still think this is fine, but... Alright, let's take a... Alright, let's hope we're not dead. Here comes Monstrous Rage math if they attack all. And just make sure we don't fall victim. Okay, I don't think Monstrous Rage would do it here. It'd be 6, 9, 10, 11, nope. So there's no one card that can beat me. And they should be dead on board to the land and the flyer. Or that. So that's probably better to do and just attack with this, because how are they going to kill that? Alright, let's do that. Can't really attack with anything else. I don't want to attack with the Preacher. Here's this. Dun 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 dun! The apocalypse is here. The Phyrexian Praetor for the win. Alright, let's keep abusing red decks. Alright, get to be on the play. This is a deck that honestly doesn't need to be on the play that much. Like, you know, a solid lesson from like a grindy sealed format. You know, Tarkir definitely being one of them. If you got a deck with a ton of removal, you take the draw. You know, so like this would share that thing a little bit, but being on the play in Constructed Magic these days is just too much. But it is reasonable to think about. Oh no. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck if it's a mirror match. Looks to be the case. So let's see. I bet it revolves around this card I'm about to play. We shall see, though. I don't think this is going to be a matchup where you can really deal with Unholy Annex. So I imagine this is going to be what they want to play as well. Liliana, no problem. I'm drawing extra cards, so.
This is my home, and don't overthink.
Discard a card. I can probably discard this Lockdown. Or this Nowhere to Run. Okay. Let's go like this and just say go. Now we have our 2 flash threats to pressure Liliana if we need. It's going to be a Strange Mirror. Yep, no problem. We're going to have so many extra cards compared to them. We'll get rid of the planes. We don't care about the incremental damage that's going to happen here. Whoa, okay. Opponent is definitely playing something different. Okay. All right, I'm scared. Let's see what their United Battlefront has to do. Okay, so their deck is definitely different. Whenever it enters, each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land card. So, with this one, I can discard a land. If I want, which I think I do. No, I want to animate Soulstone, so let's get rid of these 2, I think. Chunk. Chunk. Alright, here's this. Submit 0. Here's this. Submit 0. Alright, and let's animate this. Take down Liliana. And hit them for 2. And they'll get hit by 2 by the Annex, so. Not bad, not bad. Now we are out of gas, but we technically still have some gas in the tank by using the Ritual Chamber. That's one of the few ways we can gain life. I guess the Fortress and Shieldred, so we have a good chunk. What does this even do? If that player has 1 or fewer... Oh, so it's like a 8-rack? 1 or fewer cards in hand, they lose 2, which I don't have right now. Beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card for each opponent who has 1 or fewer cards. Okay, so they're definitely trying to attack my hand. So are we, but I feel like our deck's more well-rounded, and theirs feels a little more kind of all-in, but that's okay. I would have had to discard 2 if they would have known. All right, discard our tap land. They probably don't have a super easy way to deal with the Ritual Chamber. They might have lockdowns, but... Okay, so I will indeed lose 2. Okay, that's a good card as well. So now to choose between Ritual Chamber or Liliana. I think just Ritual Chamber and only attack with this seems totally fine. Then we'll draw our card. They'll take a total of 5, and we feel pretty solid. Our Unholy Annex obviously just won us this game. You know where they were terrible last match? Amazing now. Our best card. They are either the best card or the worst card. Which is kind of funny. Okay. So I'll discard my Momentum Breaker. Now they can level that, but yeah, they're far too far behind. And we'll get ready to sideboard for the mirror. So our hand disruption stuff is going to be solid. Anything that has card advantage, anything that has destroy an enchantment, if they are indeed an Annex deck. I could easily see them not being an Annex deck, though. So duress for that Collected Company S card, the United Battlefront, as well as their Lilianas. I like Preacher. Don't like Grim Bubbles. They're going to bring in something. Lauren seems great. Our lockdowns are probably bad. So these are probably fine. Artifact or creature. Could rest in peace them. No, they didn't have much there. And we got to leave in bad removal spells, it looks like, but I think Lockdown is the worst of them all. Could bring in Pest Control. That's a 2-drop. Pest control is not bad, because if anything, we cycle it. And then destroy evil, Biza. These are the considerations. Destroy evil is probably better than our momentum breaker. I feel like I might miss on these. They have a lot of non-creatures. Except the bounce effects, I would imagine. So, all right, I'm going to try these based on how I think they're going to sideboard by bringing in some bigger creatures or maybe annex, something like that. So we'll see how wrong we are. I didn't expect to play a mirror, needless to say. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, a very functioning hand. We shall keep. Anytime you can go Nightmare into a bounce. Similar to the Dimir Bounce House decks that we have played in the past on this channel. They're going to be good. Alright, so we'll start with that. I'll take 1, you take 2. Fair? Then next turn, Sunpale Kirin. Or Nowhere to Run, depending on what they do, but... Alright, so gotta discard a spell. Let's get rid of our Nowhere to Run. Concealed Courtyard was a nice one, but yep, we'll just say go. Do our Kirin. Hope that they don't have Unholy Annex. I mean, I guess we have the Lauren, which is pretty nice. Pixie, okay. Pretty strong. I think I'll have to discard this Hopeless Nightmare, then I'm going to bounce. As discarding 2 here is very bad. Alright. Return this and discard it. We want to do this so we don't give them any information. Because there's a chance we just want to Lauren this thing here. Which I think we do. Let's get in there. Nice. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to play this land too in case they make me discard more lands. And let's just get that talent out of there in case they got more ways to bounce it. This thing can be nice too. If they're hellbent, I can make them draw and then discard to get some extra value. Ooh, spicy. Biza. Okay. Well, that's good. Biza's very good. I can't really do anything. So I'm going to play a land and say go. And hope the Biza doesn't kind of go the full distance here. Can't block. I get to animate a Soulstone Sanctuary, though, which is okay. Momentum Breaker. Alright, well... I think I'm going to have us discard here. Or each draw, I mean. That's not great. Now, do I want to get rid of a land or the Lauren? Probably Lauren. I don't think this is that great. Alright. Let's create this land. They have nowhere to run. It's pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, gotta leave in some cards. That makes sense. Okay. Shieldred's good. Let's definitely do that. Well, drawing a card got us there, so that's good. Except if they have Kirin or whatever for the momentum breaker. So I guess I'm supposed to leave in mine? That makes sense. As I'm getting wrecked right now. Absolutely riggedy wrecked. Yeah, I guess like a Ritual Chamber would be my best draw, but even then... Alright, let's just make them discard. So I only have to deal with this, but that's easier said than done. then I'll have one turn. They have Destroy Evil. Oh, I guess I can do that. Yeah, which I should. So they sideboarded to beat my creatures. So if I take out the big creature... I mean, I just don't really have the wiggle room anyways, but we'll see. Alright. Let's find a good one. Ritual Chamber could be good enough now. Those two cards are not good enough. That is a fact. Ooh, hey, that is enough to survive. I even get to attack. Alright, let's get in there. But, of course, we are going to die to this Pixie next turn, too. Ooh, maybe I should have killed it right away. Just in case they had a Kieran. Sack a creature. Kill this one. Okay, gotta deal with the Pixie. Rip! Rip! That won't do it. That's GG. Let's see what they had in hand, at least. Alright, so no real new information, except they brought in Get Lost. And they left in a lot of their ways to kill creatures. Alright, now we're going to be on the play. Yeah, when they have Get Lost and stuff, these get worse, but I guess we want these. Maybe Pest Control is a little loose. And just go like this. Seems fine to me. I could bring in the Biza. As it does seem better than Archfiend, I guess. As I feel like I could lose the game with this card. So let's go 1-1. That game was weird too. Like, Momentum Breaker crushed me because we didn't get any Pixies kind of thing. So, yeah. Let's give it a shot. All right, on the play, you know what card I'm hoping for? Unholy Annex. Okay, that's what's up. I'm going to keep. I don't really have any good plays up besides the Annex. Unless I just play a Pixie right now, which I don't want to do. Alright. We'll say go. The Backstreet. Backstreet Boys are back. Okay, do I want to play just this? No. Now I hope they do have a duress or something. At least I am duress proof now. Okay. I think I will just get rid of the Pixie. And I will play the Annex. Get it going. Alright. Carry me like you did last game, Annex. Yeah, I don't care if they keep making me discard, you know? Alright, I think I'm gonna just get rid of this. Okay. I mean, there's a amount where it becomes too annoying, that's for sure. Now, do I just Archfiend? Probably. Make them deal with it. Now, they could Liliana or whatever. I could also Liliana and just make them sack a creature. Nah, I want to jam demon after demon and hope it's enough. Okay. I at least get to do that. Okay. There, it's basically Unholy Annex versus United Battlefront. Those are our big differences via deck. They look at 7 cards. That is a lot. But I mean, yeah, if they put in like Liliana here. Oh, just that? Oh, vomit. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. Okay, now I want to get aggressive. This card has to get aggressive, you know? Crunch. Alright, let's Ritual Chamber. Sweet. Hopeless Nightmare. It's discarded. Yeah, the Hopeless Nightmare game against the Unholy Annexes. We have learned that it did not work for them game 1, and it does not look like it's going to work now. The demons are taking over. Okay. How much do we want to attack their hand or attack their creatures? And I think a good amount. I guess we can just win the game here. So let's go Momentum Breaker. They'll lose 2 each creature they have to sacrifice. So this should be GG. Yep. Yep. Negatives. Now, I think I would rather do this. It's more mana efficient. Yeah, you can't win. You can't win! All right, we're doing it with black-white bounce. Let's play one more. We got great colors. We got proactive plays as well as reactive ones, so definitely keeping this. All right, we got our Gruul deck again. We beat him pretty badly the first time. Let's see if we can do it again or if that was a fluke. Start with this. Hopefully, always hope that we don't see an Obstinate Baloth. Game 1 would be weird, but... Alright, Screaming Nemesis dying is nice. Alright, what do we want to do? Mana efficiency would say we just Momentum Breaker, but if they go Screaming Nemesis next turn, then it's way worse for us. So I think we actually do this, just to cover that line. That's the only way we get to cover the Nemesis. So let's do that, and say go. And they discarded one easy peasy. So when you discard one that fast, probably got a second. And now next turn we can either Sun Pearl Kirin and Bobble, or Hopeless Nightmare, probably not, but, or Momentum Breaker. Okay, Gruul deck with that too, huh? Or we can just lock everything down now and tell them to get wrecked. That's probably the best thing to do. God, that card is sweet. All right, let's just lock everything down, huh? Because the nice thing is we can pick this up later and then lock it down again, so. I was telling you in the intro, the reason we're playing this is to beat this stupid new card, the Corey Steelcutter. I mean, it has my name in it, so I should probably play it, but, yeah. Okay, so now I think I just want to cast Momentum Breaker. Or I just make them discard a card and discard my own Momentum Breaker, and then next turn I can just lock down again. And they probably can't pressure my Liliana enough. I mean, they can with their 2 lands in play. All right, with their 2 lands, I think it's better to just do this. And we'll say go. Yep. If they have Monstrous Rage, okay, just that. Now, if they get that double strike, I'm going to definitely just do the play. Just pick up my lockdown. I guess, is there anything bad that happens to me this turn? No, not really. Oh, that's pretty spicy. I could have did this draw step. That could have been nice. All right, let's go like this. Let's pick up my lockdown. You get these back, but I get to kill some stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was sick. I kind of forgot I get to wreck them too, so. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. All right, things that we want. That kill creatures. And kill the stupid Corey thing. Biza. It's an artifact, right? Yeah, so Dreams of Steel and Oil is pretty good against them. Okay, I'm here for it. Let's probably get rid of the hand disruption. That's not for sure. I might bring that back in. Liliana is definitely bad. Oh yeah, I was taking out the annexes, huh? That makes sense. So if we take out the annex, anything else we want to bring in? Oh yeah, we did keep in the Lilianas last time. Might as well side exactly how we did. My just small, smooth brain just forgot exactly what I did 2 matches ago. So be impressed, all my friends. All right, let's go like this. This version with the steel cutter is different, but our lockdowns are still great against them. So happy to sideboard pretty much the same. I think our Lilianas are a little bit worse, so maybe we could have did something else there. Okay. This can be bad, that's for sure. But is just jamming Archfiend after Archfiend even good? I mean, it's definitely a way to close out the game. I'm going to try it for science, but this could obviously be horrendous. Alright, so we're going to try to break up whatever their good 2-drop was. Crap, they got 2 of them. Well, I mean, the best play is Manifold Mouse after that, so I think I just have to hit the mouse. It's too strong. And we'll try to beat the Quarry Cutter later. Now, the nice thing is they can just Rockvale Village this, and then next turn Quarry Cutter into Swift Spear. That's nice. Alright, so do I even want to play a 1-1? Probably not. Alright, we'll say go. I feel very far behind. Just the fact that I can't top deck a lockdown to win, you know? The Preacher will be okay, but nothing special. This is the new hotness, y'all. If you're joining a standard queue or a modern queue, you're going to see this card because it does some work. Okay, now that's good. Now that's probably better than Preacher. Yeah, almost assuredly. Okay, so let's do some work here. Prowess Monk, Prowess Creature. So I guess it's still better to just hit this, even though it's going to re-equip. No, I mean, I guess this is just... the toughness makes it better. I don't know. It's so close. Yeah, I guess I will hit the... Alright, we'll hit the thing, make them use mana, I guess. And now just go Archfiend, and hope it's enough. The old Archfiend beats. Hopefully they're just equipping with the thing. Doesn't look like they're just equipping. Oh, they might be. If they have something like a Monstrous Rage, they're pretty priced in to doing something. I mean, I feel like I should make them have it. Maybe not. Because they would have just equipped if they had nothing, so... could make them Monstrous Rage. Alright, whatever. No blocks declared. What? Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't block, especially if it wasn't Monstrous Rage. And draw a card. Okay. Okay, well, let's put an Archfiend down, and let's say go. Got a big butt blocker. Card does seem good. Okay. Did not give it haste. Left up manas. Interesting. So I could just play Archfiend one more time, say go. Say, I hope this doesn't kill me, and then start killing creatures and maybe kill them. So each creature that dies, it'd be 4 life. Alright, your go. Okay. They could have done that way better, right? Couldn't they have done that at their own end step and then got a steel cutter? Alright, am I dead? I might be dead. Yeah, I think I'm dead. As long as they just cast that lightning strike at my face pre-combat. I go to 4, they have 5 attackers, and I only have 3 blockers. I feel like that is the math. Because all their creatures deal 2. Wow. Okay, maybe that still does it too, but I feel like that's 1 less damage, almost assuredly, but let's see. 5, 6, 7, yeah, still Xaxes. Oh, okay. Alright, I guess I had to be more conservative there. I could have survived. Even Preacher into Bobble would have been better. Guess I was too aggressive. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright. Well, we kept a pretty loose hand. I kind of figured that was wrong, and it ended up playing out very wrong. Also, those Archfiends did not seem good, especially without Annex, so let's get rid of those. Now, do we want to do anything different? I mean, we could get Destroy Evils. When their creatures get big, then we can kill them. It's either that or just keep the Archfiends. And we almost went the distance with the Archfiend. Like, we were probably going to win the game next turn, so. Alright, I'm going to actually go Hopeless Nightmares. Just have something to bounce with our Pixies and stuff. And go from there. But the card we're looking for is Lockdown. Lockdown for sure. I'd like to play first. Don't have Lockdown. We do have some great value, though. We're missing white, but we don't have to find it turn 3. We have to find it turn 4. So I'm going to keep, once again, for science. Just because if we find a white source, bouncing these things, casting these essentially 4 times, plus having a Biza to catch up, that should be good enough. Alright, so we'll say go. Hopefully they just don't go the Steel Cutter. That's the one thing I don't want to deal with, right? Or that I just can't end step kill. Hooray! Something I get to murder. Damn. Alright, we'll say go. There was our risk for sure, but alright. Nothing we can do at all. Sad. More Seek the Beast. See if they're going to seek right away. Everyone forgets to seek the beast on their own end step. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can deal with these, and then we're straight out of gas. So things have not been going well for us here. The first one was a really loose keep. This one I thought was fine, you know, like, I thought it was totally reasonable. What is that? Okay, I thought I hit a stop there, but I guess not. Not sure I was going to do it anyways, but alright, now we're just getting wrecked. Sad day at the office so far to end this. I thought for sure this is going to be an easy 3-0 video. I think this deck is that good. Like, I would consider this if I went to a tournament, even. It's that good. Okay. That is a nice one, though. Wish we brought in our Destroy Evils. I don't think I did. Little bluff there. All right, well. Let's sack this. Try to find white. Wow. All right. All right. Let's hope for the best. Sick, dudes! God dang it. That's absurd. That's bad luck. I'll chalk some up to bad keeps, but I'm giving myself some bad luck awards at the end. Man, such a manageable game. I mean, the count on luck was going to do some work. That was going to be a tough one to deal with, but we would have got enough value going as well. Yep, and now we can't even lock down. Like, we need a lockdown next turn, and it's not going to happen. All right, well, we built this deck. No, excuse me, we didn't build this deck. We chose this deck from Meowdic to beat up on these Corey Steel Cutter decks. And we played against one Steel Cutter deck, and then we lost to it. I would say normally that's like, oh crap, maybe that card's too good, but this was a non-game. And the time when we had a solid game against them, we destroyed them, you know? So, a little brutal. But they're popping off. Just kill me. Yep. Just put me out of my misery. Alright, that was a little unfortunate end to our video, but still a really sweet deck. So, if you like Black-White Bounce, I think it's really strong, especially for the ladder right now on Arena. You know, when you get into a tournament and people are still playing Domain and stuff like that, maybe it's less than exciting, but who knows? I do think this is just a good deck. Ben Stark played it at the Pro Tour and went 9-0 or whatever. 7-1, I think. 7-0-1. So, the deck's real. And I think it can, and it's real fun. You know, it's a good way to punish these kind of new cards that people are playing. And I find that fun, so I bet you will as well. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, as it really helps out the channel. And, you know, leave any comments below. I love chatting with all of you. And we'll see you in the next video. Later.